What's going on, Facebook world? It's your girl, Mindy C from Michigan. Sunday supper time. So I'm making a fairly easy, my dog. So I'm making a fairly easy dinner tonight because I cook a lot. So sometimes I want to go a little bit easier on my cooking. So to start off with, I'm having brisket and rice cauliflower. Sorry, my dog is going crazy right now. I'm having mashed cauliflower and brisket and asparagus. So super duper easy. My dogs. Super duper easy. So I was at Sam's Club. So whenever I can try to pick up something easy. So I've got this beef brisket. I bought this from Sam's Club. This has a whopping 18 grams of fat per serving. So I measured out. So 3 ounces a serving. So I weighed that. So, and this is already pre-cooked. So all I'm going to do is I've got a 9x13 and I've got 3 servings of that beef brisket. And it doesn't have to cook long in the oven because it's already cooked. So, and I'm also going to put the mashed cauliflower in there. So I'm going to go through how to make the mashed cauliflower. This is the best recipe that I've tasted so far of this mashed cauliflower. And again, it's super easy. And then for the other side also, I've got asparagus. And another easy, I took frozen asparagus. I'm not huge on frozen asparagus because it gets soft. But this is frozen asparagus. I thawed it in the microwave for about 3 minutes, comes in the steamer bags, and then I just topped it with a 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan. So that's going to go into the oven. I'm going to put both my pans in the oven at the same time. Everything's going on, lots of noise, background noises. Sorry, guys. If you guys are live with me, drop me a 1. If you're on the replay, drop me a 2. One of the reasons why I say drop me a 1, drop me a 2, because when I don't post the recipe right away and then I repost it, you'll get that notification if you leave me something, a comment, a heart, or whatever. So that's why I always say leave a 1 or leave a 2. It really doesn't matter if you want to get notified when the recipes come out, when I post the recipe. Sometimes it takes me a couple days. But again, so pre-cooked meat, brisket, I got from Sam's Club. You can get this probably from most stores, any warehouse store, Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's. I know there's BJ's. I don't know all the names of all of the clubs, but I go to Costco and Sam's Club. So beef brisket, I've got 3 ounces of that. Mashed cauliflower, super easy. You will need 2 steamer bags of the rice cauliflower, and you're going to put that in the microwave for about 5 minutes. And that is going to go right into your food processor. My dogs, woo! How's everyone doing? Hey Eric, hey Susan, hey Lisa, hey Enrique, how's it going? I'm making mashed cauliflower to go along with my brisket and my asparagus. Super easy. So again, 2 steamer bags of rice cauliflower. And then also you're going to need 1 cup of cheese, 1 cup of cheddar. So if you like sharp, put sharp in there. If you like regular mild, put mild. I've just got regular mild. So that's going to go into, and everything's going to go into your food processor. If you have one. If you don't have one, a mixer, a blender will work. You could also do that. So 2 bags of rice cauliflower. I'm going to put one in at a time. And I've got 1/3 cup of sour cream. So that's going to go into there. And this thing is too big. So let's lose that spoon. So 2 bags of rice cauliflower, 1/4 cup of sour cream, 1 cup of shredded cheddar, 2 ounces of softened cream cheese. That's going in there. And then for the spices, I have a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Pink Himalayan salt I use. So any salt that you have on hand that's your favorite, you can use. So that's going to sprinkle in there too. And then I'm going to take the second bag and I'm going to pour that right over top. Might be a little bit, woo. All right. So and that's it. So what you're going to do is you're going to pulse this with this food processor, put the lid on, click it into place, and you're going to pulse it. You're going to just pulse it. And it's going to get all smooth on you. And you want to watch it. My hair keeps on getting right, sorry. because you're going to need one of these because you're going to want to push down as you go. Take that off and I'm going to push that down because you've got sour cream on the side still. So just kind of press it down in there. Just like that. Get that stuff off the side so it starts blending good. Because everything, the blade's at the bottom. So I have one of those Ninja food processor things, but those, I do not like that at all. My mom gave me this. Thank God for a food processor because I was missing it. Blend this until it's smooth. So again, two bags of rice cauliflower, a cup of shredded cheese, a 1/4 cup of sour cream, 2 ounces of cream cheese, and some spices. And then you're gonna mix it and blend it into a food processor or a hand mixer if you don't have a food processor. So pulse it a few times, check it, scrape down the sides of it. So the idea is to get it all nice and smooth if you can. And that's gonna go right into my pan. So like I said, I'm gonna put my meat that's already cooked. That was easy. So the only thing that I'm making is the riced cauliflower mash, and I'm also gonna make a gravy, and I'm gonna show you how quick and easy I can make a gravy. All right, looking good. How's everyone doing? Hey Jason, hey Lauren, hey Leroy. Okay, that looks like it's just about good. So I am going to take my pan that's got my pre-cooked brisket already in. That just needs to be heated. And I'm gonna take this blade out, throw that in the oven. And I'm going to take that off, and now I'm just going to throw this mashed cauliflower right into the pan next to it. It's going to bake right along next to that meat. Super duper easy. Just like that. If you guys want to throw a little more cheese on top, depending on if you need more fat grams or more calories, so you can add more fat to everything and anything you cook. Everything and anything. I hope you guys are having a good night. Sunday dinner, brisket, asparagus, riced cauliflower mashed. That's going into the oven just like that. And I'm also going to put my asparagus in the oven at 400. This is going to bake for about 20 minutes. And that is it. Let me throw this in the oven, and then I am going to make the gravy for you. Okay, so that is done. So the brisket and everything is in the oven. I'm going to bring you over here to the stove because I want to have some gravy for my mashed cauliflower. So I'm making a super easy beef gravy. You only need a few ingredients. I am going to use some leftover onions and mushrooms that I had from last night. So that's going to be in the gravy as well. So when I pour over top my mashed cauliflower. First thing you'll need for your gravy is 4 tablespoons of butter. And just put that right into your saucepan, turn your stove on, let it melt down. And then I'm also going to add these onions and mushrooms. There's probably about a 1/2 cup of onions in here and maybe a 1/2 cup of mushrooms. So you have to be careful on the onions on this low carb lifestyle. The onions do have carbs in it, and especially the sweet onions. So just check your labels, look up the nutritional contents of everything, because everything will tell you right there. So once you learn about what has carbs in it and what doesn't, that's how you start putting your meals together and everything. When you're logging stuff, again, my beef brisket, I am going to have 3 ounces of beef brisket. So I read the label, 1 serving is 3 ounces, and it has 18 grams of fat in it. So that's a really, really good. So when you're on this keto, you want to have that high fat content. So you basically, when you're doing the keto diet, you are going to set your calorie amount. So you don't want to deprive yourself of calories for sure. So this is a diet that is, or a lifestyle. I call it a lifestyle. Some people call it a diet because some people want to just do it to lose weight and then they want to go back to eating the way, however. So whatever you do, that's fine. But if you're doing the keto diet, track your macros. Your macronutrients is your fat grams, your protein grams, and your carbohydrate grams. Super, super easy. So you are counting fat grams, protein grams, carb grams for and that's going to equal your calories. So if you set your calories at 1,800 and you eat 70% fats, 20% proteins, 5% carbs, it's going to equal that 1,800. So if you eat exactly the macronutrients of that caloric amount, it's going to equal that calorie. So you don't have to count the calories, just count your fat grams. That's very important. So making the beef gravy tonight and I already made the mashed cauliflower, guys. Really easy. Some butter, 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm also going to put 2 cups of beef bone broth in there. And I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. I've got some garlic powder, salt, and pepper. So that I've got a teaspoon of garlic powder, I've got a teaspoon of pepper, and a half teaspoon of salt. So you can always add more if you want to add a little less than that, and then flavor it up as you go. So I'm going to sprinkle that into the mix too. So those are the spices. And I'm also going to put in 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. So Worcester, you know, that fancy stuff that tastes really good. So 2 teaspoons. And this also has carbs in it. This only has 2 carbs for 1 teaspoon. So I'm putting 2. So I know that 2 carbs are going into my gravy. So that, and then a little bit of carbs from the onions. So very, very low carb. And I'm going to take a whisk. And you'll also need your xanthan gum. So for those that you don't know what the xanthan gum is, a lot of you have heard me use this. This is a thickening agent. So a little goes a long way. A lot of recipes only use like a 1/4 teaspoon or something like that. So it's just to be used as a thickener. And that's it. So we're going to make this all nice and hot. That's the beef gravy, you guys. If you cook meat, you can also use the meat drippings from that to make your gravy if you don't have any bone broth. But I always keep bone broth, chicken, beef. I always keep that on hand in my cupboard because you're making sauces, you're using it in a lot of recipes. So a lot of the recipes that I do, I try to make it really, really easy. So tonight I used frozen vegetables, thawed them out in the microwave. I used pre-cooked brisket that I got at Sam's Club, leftover onions and mushrooms. So it's really only going to take me about 10-15 minutes to prepare this oven, and then 20 minutes later, I'm going to enjoy it. So super duper easy. I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I like to cook, but I do like to do other things also. Hey Denise, how's it going? Hey Diane, hey Tim, hey Callan, hey Brian, hey Melissa, what's going on? Let me see if I can see any of these. Hey Trisha, what's going on? Hey Raymond, how are you doing? Making some beef gravy right now, you guys. Super easy. A couple teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. You got to sound it out. And then some garlic powder, some salt, some pepper, and then we're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of the xanthan gum. So, and then also the onions and the mushrooms are totally optional. So if you don't like anything in your gravy, just do beef broth. Or you can make a chicken gravy the same exact way. 4 tablespoons of butter, some seasonings, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and some xanthan gum. And then you're just going to heat that. And then it's going to thicken up with that xanthan gum. And that's all you have to do. So super easy. Doesn't really have to be very, very... I try to get a lot of easy. I'm going to show you one thing real quick that I got at Sam's Club, because I'm going to make these tomorrow night. So I bought these at Sam's Club also. These are called bacon wrapped chicken with jalapeno cream cheese. And you could probably totally make these up yourself, but again, I get lazy sometimes. So these are chicken breasts, and they sliced them and they stuffed them with a jalapeno cream cheese. They wrapped them in bacon, and they put some seasoning. So I am going to make those tomorrow night. So sometimes I like to buy things that are already pre-cooked to make it easier on me. And then sometimes I like to try some recipes. If it's too difficult, I try not to mess around with it, because especially when I'm doing these live videos, I don't want to discourage anybody from cooking, because I don't want to be in the kitchen with an ingredient list like this, I want to be able to get into the kitchen and make my dinner within like 30 to 40 minutes and then get done and be over and go on with the rest of my life. All right, so that is it, you guys. That's all I got. So the brisket and the mashed cauliflower is in, the asparagus is in. My gravy is going to thicken up. I've got about 15 more minutes before my food is done, and then that's Sunday dinner. Super duper easy. I hope you guys are all having a good night. Just wanted to come on here and show you real quick. Hey Jennifer, what's going on? Hey Kristen. I'm making some beef gravy right now. I made some mashed cauliflower earlier, and I've got asparagus in the oven and beef brisket that I bought from Sam's Club. Again, I'll show you guys that again. So this is the beef brisket from Sam's Club. It's already cooked, so you can even put this in. I call this beef bacon. So this is what when I cook this up, I buy this a lot. So when I cook it up, it reminds me of like a beef bacon. It's super, super good. So go out and get some of that. So while that's thickening up, I'm going to take a little bit of a break and wait for my food to get done, and then I'm going to enjoy my dinner. And I hope you guys are having a good night and a wonderful weekend you guys had. Have a great start to your week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.